Welcome once again. This is KevSoft Computer Solutions, and I want to show you one of our products, which is exam analysis software for senior school. This is a software that has been developed on a PHP platform, and it is running online. So this is an overview of our system, and these are the menus. And inside the menus, like registration, you can register your student, you can register your teacher, stream, subject, house, school details. You can view and edit student. You can view, edit student pictures. Then you can do what we call bulk student edit. And if you want to register a student, you just click on that menu, and wherever you see an asterisk, that's the most important information about a student to capture. If you go back to the menu, you find that we have a teacher's registration here. Then again, whenever you see an asterisk, you register a teacher. So registering a teacher, you just capture the TSA number, which can be maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. You register the name, then the username that teacher will be using to log into the system, the title of the teacher if it's a Mr. Then you type in the telephone number. Then you choose if that teacher is a class teacher. You can assign a class. Responsibility, if that teacher has a responsibility in school, you choose. If not, you just say a teacher. Then you choose the teaching subjects. After that, you register. So you find that after registering, that teacher will appear on my left here. Then the same teacher you can manage. After registering, if you want to change certain aspects about that particular teacher, you can change. You can change the subjects, you tick on another one, maybe you forgot to tick while you are registering. Then you can also change the username. You can change few aspects here, and also if that teacher, maybe you want to assign a customized password, you can reset a password there. Let me say I can assign 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then reset the password. So you find that this teacher will be logging in using that particular password that I have assigned. The username, as you have seen, the username is this, and the password is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the login details for that particular teacher. So under these, and also the school details, you can also customize your school details so that you capture the details pertaining your school. So you under that you get the school name, you capture the school motto, and every other aspect about the school, so that whenever you print your documents, they get those information, the details that you had captured appears at the logo, or at the head of a page, or a printout from the system. So that is it. Then I introduce this bulk student edit so that it can give you a feeling of an Excel sheet. So when I select like form 1, then I say generate the list, you find that in this I can edit as the way it is done in Excel. So this one is faster, and is more fast and very comfortable editing it in this format rather than using a form to edit. That is going as per individual detail. What I mean is that if you don't use the bulk edit, you'll be forced to edit using view student list. And you find that when you're editing using this, is very cumbersome and sometimes very slow, because I'll have to click on each record, each individual record. I change these attributes and the aspects here, and then I update the student detail, and that one takes a lot of time. So that is it about the registration menu. So under examination menu, you can schedule an exam. Scheduling an exam is that you have to define when the exams is starting and when that exam ends. And also you have to define the mark entry deadline. So under this, you just fill in. When you want to schedule an exam, you just fill this form, then you save the schedule. Assuming that maybe the teachers are not through marking, and you want to extend the mark entry deadline, you just, when you are in an admin account, it gives you this edit, so you can edit an exam and push forward the mark entry deadline. So under exam, still you see we have marks entry per subject. So when you're entering your marks, you can decide to enter by individual subject. So entering by individual subject is what I mean. You get all the students and you're entering English marks. So you enter all the English marks for all the students. So you enter here as you go down. So, and you can enter marks per paper, marks entry per paper. For those subjects that have paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, you can decide to enter marks per each paper. So you say, I want to enter marks like English paper 1, then you populate the table. So you will enter marks paper English paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 in that order. So there's marks entry per student. This option is whereby you want to enter marks per individual student. So for example here, let's take one of the students and we take let's look at the admission number. Let's try to enter marks for 1229. I come back to examination. Then I go to marks entry per student. So under this, I write 1229. So you find that this student is in form 4. So this is a Betsy Chepkorir. There's just an entry problem here, but don't mind, it's just for practice. So this is Betsy Chepkorir to 1229. So you enter the marks, all the marks for that particular student. And it is also very helpful when that student brings forward a correction. If that student wants you to correct a wrongly marked or entered marks, you find that this, when you're entering per student, it becomes very easy, other than doing correction per subject. Then we have KCSE entry per subject. It's the same case. When you're after doing your KCSE, the results have been announced. You come here, you select Form 4 class, then you select that exam. But for our case, the KCSE exam has not been scheduled. So when you schedule, you find it here. You select the KCSE, then you select the subject, then you decide whether you want to enter the grades, for the students who have been arranged either in ascending order as per the admission number or descending order. So you either you arrange your students either by admission or either by name in ascending or descending order. So that is it on the exam. Another key aspect I want to capture here is assigning subject to student. It is also important in you assign subject to students. You can decide to assign subject to students so that whenever a teacher enters the marks, he only sees the students who are taking that particular subject, so that you don't have to keep on skipping while you're entering your marks. So it is important to assign subject to students so that it eases the marks entry by teachers. Then we have assign subject to students. Then we have assign subject using exam. For the cases whereby you find the school has a large population and you want to assign subject to students, it is very tedious when you do it one by one. So sometime you might use the best an exam that was done with most of the students, maybe apart from a few, so that you use it to assign the students. Then you are left with a very small number for those students who didn't sit for that exam, maybe 10 or so. So you can just assign the 10 manually, but you leave the program to assign the subject for you. basing on the exam that was done, that was fairly done by most of the students. So you can just select a term and an exam you want to assign. Like for this case, I can use maybe cut. Assuming the cut was done well, I just say I can use it to assign. Subject to the students. So this particular exam has not been done by anybody. That's why you see there's nothing that has been assigned apart from the few who did maybe English, maths, and all that. So that is it. That's assigning subject to students using an exam. Then assign subject to teachers per stream. This way, you have to assign subject to teacher so that whenever that teacher logs in, you'll only see the subject that you have assigned to him or her. So this helps when teachers are entering marks into the system. So the teacher will only see the subjects he attends to or she attends to. So that is it. When you want to assign, you just select. If you want to use a stream, you select like Form 1 notes. Form 1 notes teachers are here. So you find that you assign these teachers the subjects they attend to, the classes they attend to. So you do that per stream. And there's another option here, assigning subject to teachers per teacher. This one was assigning subject to teacher per teacher, and then we had assign subject to teacher per stream. So this one is per stream and this one is per teacher per teacher. So teacher per teacher means that you can assign this subject. You assign each teacher the teaching subjects, and you find that some areas are inactive, and this like English and CRE is active. So this one calls for when you are registering the teacher, you have to state the teaching subject. So this one, when we are registering this particular teacher, we allocated English and CRE as the teaching subject for that teacher. That's why they are active and the rest inactive. So that's it, how to assign subject to teacher. Then you have to set the contribution. In the case whereby you do more than one exam, you have to set the contribution of those exams, because the contribution always is up to 100. So if you happen to do 2 exams in that particular term, then you decide whether it is a 50-50 contribution or 30-70 or 20-80, depending on the way that exam was done and the weight of each exam. So for this for this case, like assuming Form 1 had 3 exams, you find that if you have to distribute, you have to give it a 50-50 contribution. It means that each exam will have that 3.33. So this is how it is done. So you divide equally. And if you decide to distribute, make sure as you distribute, it all adds up to 100. So that's all about exam contribution. Then this one is just the mark list. If you want to print out a mark list or class list from the system, you can use this option to print out a class list from the system. So that is it about examination. Then you have the settings. We have subject grading. So for this case, if you want to grade, you want to adjust your grades, then you come here, settings, subject grading, and you find that we have considered the minimums. For our case, we have to consider the minimums whereby the E starts from 0. Then our D minus starts from 40. It means that the system has a bit of AI, that is artificial intelligence, whereby it knows by default, if you say 0 is E and 40 is D minus, then in between we have 39. So 0 to 39, that is an E. Then 40 to 44, that is a D minus. So 40 to 44 D minus. So that is it. Instead of we saw that we avoid repeating, because if you say 0 to 39, 40 to 44, that will be a bit wordy and it's like you're repeating yourself. So this is it. You just capture the minimums. so that you go up to 100, because you find that the A starts from 80 towards 100. So that is about under settings, grading system, subject grading. Then ranking subject ranking performance. So this subject ranking perform, it shows how many subjects are done in a particular form. Like in form 1, they do, like for this case, that this is 2 compulsory, that is English, Kiswahili, Maths, that is compulsory, group 1, sciences, group 2, humanities, group 3, any other best 1. So this is 3 plus 2 plus 3, that is 8, 9. So for this case, it means that the system will grade only 9 subjects in form 1. If you want to increase, you just edit the values here. So that is it. You find that in form 1, this is it. Form 2, you define how many subjects are done under group 1, group 2, group 3, and any other best. Any other best means that apart from the subjects that you have said are compulsory, that a student must sit for him or her to be graded. Like for this case, a 9. Even if that student does, let's say, that student sits for 12 exams, the system will take the best 9. That's what it means by subject ranking perform. So under settings, we had, let's go up here. We have overall max grading. Overall max grading means that if you want to use marks to grade you, to position your students, or rather to grade your students, the final grade in the report form or in any analysis, you will use this particular table here for that case. Like in form 1, we have seen that they're doing 9 subjects. So 9 subjects, if you add up all the 9 subjects, and then you add all the marks that student got, then you divide by 9, the average mark that you get is what is graded here. Like if you find that your mean grade or mean mark is 39, the system will give the student a D minus. So all through to A. So they use this one for the purposes of grading students using marks. Then we have report form comments, which is just normal. You just key in the comments and they appear in the report form. Under settings, we have subject comments. The same case, you enter in and you find that on every subject the student sits for, these are the comments that will be against the performance of that particular student. Then we have fees arrears. This is just a touch of the accounts department. If they want the fees to appear in the report form, they'll use this module here to key in the fees balances for each student. Opening dates, this is where you just define the dates of the opening, the school opening dates, the closing and opening. Then picture upload, use this option to upload pictures for the students. You can decide to upload, if you have those pictures saved somewhere in your computer, make sure you rename these pictures with admission numbers, then you upload them into the system. Then we have, you can change your password. This is just a module to change your password. Then you can set the term and year. Set term and year. This is the option. Then when you are promoting, we have a promotion and demotion. This is the option that you use at the end of the term to promote student to the next class. So form 1s go to form 2, form 2, form 3, form 3, form 4. Then form 4, they go to leavers. Form 4 go to leavers. Then student portal. At the student portal, you have to define the exam that parents will be viewing on their end, because this system will be used even by students and parents. So you define this exam that will be viewed by the parents. You may have done more than one exam, and this other exam was just for practice. You may not really want it somebody to, maybe apart from the students, any other person to view it. So the official exams, you can define them here, so that whenever a parent logs into the system, you'll be able to see what you have posted here. So use this model under settings, the student portal. You define what the parents should view. Then after doing all that, you have done your settings, you have entered your marks, you've done your registration, then you can view your reports. You have the result slip. You click on the result slip, you fill the form, then you populate your marks. Then there's this subject analysis broadsheet. This is where you get it. You fill the form and populate. So all the reports are just self-explanatory. You just populate by filling a form and picking on what you want to view. So if you do that, you can choose any exam and populate and view the results. So all the reports that you may wish to see are here. Then we have notes and assignments. These notes and assignments whereby teachers can post the assignments to students. Whenever the students are at home, they log into the system and see what the assignments that have been posted, so that they can download on their end. So this is the assignments section, whereby you post an assignment. This is how the menu looks like. You post an assignment and it goes to the student. So when you log in as a student, you'll see the assignment. You can try it out, because I have this particular link, the manager.aschoolsystem.com, which is a public link that you can try out your things, and you'll be in a position to know exactly what is happening, because you'll have an hands-on of the system. Then you have the option like stores. So when you buy these, you can always talk and negotiate about the stores and library, because you find that in the stores you have receivable items, record school inventory, dispatch items, receive returnable items, and dispatch report. So that is it. That is it about stores. We have library also, the lending and borrowing and lending section. See book for books, returns, book lending reports, and all that. Then we have the daily occurrence. Instead of using the manual register that you normally take the absent and the present students in class, you can use this, so that the system by default assumes that everybody is in class. So for the few who are absent, you just tick and remove them. Then we have indiscipline cases. You can also record the indiscipline cases in the system. And also we have a school calendar, the events of that particular year, you can list them in the system. So if you do that, then the system will really assist you in management of the school. Then we have now the final thing here, the message. So you can send a bulk SMS to all the parents. When you're registering a student, you have to capture the phone number. So when you capture the phone number, you can send the messages to parents. To each individual parents will receive an SMS. So for that case, you just select a form. You select maybe I want to send form 1 messages. If you have both the scholars and borders, select. Then you preview the message. You type your message here. Then after typing the message, you send. Type the message and send. The button is hidden down there. So after doing that, you send your message. So under still the message, we have send a single SMS. You want to send you want to address a particular person in the system, a particular parent in the system. Use a single SMS. Then you can also send the results. You want to send the results to parents. You select the form that you want to send, then you select the term and which exam, then you preview your messages. So your message will look like this. If this student had some marks, they'll appear here. So you send to the recipients that particular message. Then still on the messages, you can generate and send a link to parents. So this link, you find that if a parent received the link, then he doesn't have to remember the logins. It will go straight to the portal. It goes straight to the portal without the logins. So that is it. It was just an overview of the system. It was just to give you an overview of the system. And if you like the system, contact us. We have our contacts there. I'll leave my contacts at my YouTube channel. And also in the system, when you're opening the system, there'll be a contact there. So I'm giving out the link to the system so that you can have a hands-on and try out your various scenarios. So that if you like it, then contact me. We can always install it for you. Thank you, and remember to subscribe to my channel so that you get to know updates from the system. Thank you.